Greetings from KBS.
I'm Francesca.
I'm Melissa.
I'm Elena.
Today we're bringing you news for February 26th, 2019. Okay, so as you may have heard from previous weeks, perhaps you're getting acquainted with the girls who are with me. It seems we've got a regular lineup for once, which is pretty cool. I'm kind of stoked at having a regular lineup. It makes it a bit easier to talk, I think.
Yeah.
I know who I'm going to be
Yes.
talking to every single time I come in here, and it's kind of nice. I know that Elena's currently dying from her midterms right now, though.
I know. I have two, and I haven't actually studied. Yeah, I thought about studying, but then no.
No, your
Yeah,
bio.
that happens my bio. Even you know. I'm so stressed about it. Yeah, it's whatever. Cellular respiration. Just gonna let it go. Let it go.
I see. Francesca, do you have any midterms that you're...
I just had my Korean midterm today, and I have my tumbling quote unquote midterm tomorrow. So, but it's nothing too bad.
What do they make you do for a tumbling midterm?
It's just more like a skills test. So we just have to show proper form in what we've learned so far.
Okay.
I see. And your Korean midterm, how did that go?
Yeah.
It was not too bad.
That's good.
Yeah, I think. Yeah, it was fine. I think the part where I kind of feel not that confident in is reading, because we had to fill in certain words.
Ugh.
And from certain passages that we read. So there was one where there was it was talking about how in Korean culture you eat food, you order food and then put it in the middle, and everyone eats from the same plate. And it was kind of it was talking about how that shows affection, but I forgot what it was. So I was just I don't know. So I put something, which is better than nothing, but it was wrong.
Hey, I bet it's better than me.
But to be fair, Alyssa, I saw your textbook, and that is a scary textbook. That is horrifying. If anyone has ever seen the Talk to Me in Korean video on YouTube, where there's native Korean speakers trying to read in the romanization,
oh my God,
it is worse than that.
It was a whole mess, and the romanization isn't even right. So this is a message to OSU. Please give more funding to the Korean department so they can write a better textbook.
Oh my gosh.
Please. It was published in 2005. They're still asking what the internet is. Please. Let's get a new textbook. But even if you can't read the Korean and the Korean textbook, what we can read today is some good old sports news. Today, our sports news takes us on a trip to England. Somewhere I've wanted to go. Has anyone actually been to England here?
No,
I
wanted
to go.
Yeah.
Well, for all of our football fans, and I mean the English version of football, Tottenham was defeated by Burnley at the 2018-2019 Premier League 27th round, held on the 23rd in the Burnley Turf Moor. Burnley kicked the first goal, but directly following, Tottenham held them in check by making a goal just 8 minutes after the latter part, which honestly... I've watched soccer games before, and they usually don't score that fast. To me, usually it's 40 minutes past, and then they score one goal the entire time. So I bet that was a pretty exciting game, considering there were 2 goals just within that first part there. And then Harry Kane, a returning player who had an injury, scored the equalizer. However, 7 minutes before the end, Burnley shot the winning goal. Even though Harry Kane had returned, he couldn't stop them from sliding to his team from sliding to a defeat that put a dent in their challenge for the title. So Son Heung-min assisted Kane at the front line, making goals in 4 consecutive games, including the recent Champions League. Son has been playing with a superb sense of soccer play. Moving beyond the level to the Premier League, Son attempted to make a goal in the 5th consecutive game, but he was blocked by Burnley's solid defense. Meanwhile, Tottenham failed to achieve 3 points, lagging behind the first place team Manchester, who has 65, as well as Liverpool, who also has 65 points. But they're still sitting at third place with a total of 60 game points. That honestly made no sense to me because I don't follow soccer. But if you guys like soccer, must have been a pretty exciting game. I bet a lot of people kept up with it.
I feel like the only time I've watched soccer games consecutively was at the 2014 like World Cup, because I was in
Same.
Peru, but like I didn't really get into it because we had other things to do in Peru.
Yeah.
Like we didn't go just to watch
There's
games.
games on TV.
Yeah, it's just like cool game at a restaurant, but
Yeah. Did you had a favorite team or anything?
that's a great question.
Yeah.
No, but
They're all the same.
yeah,
really all
but
crazy.
like recently in the 2018, Peru was actually in the World Cup.
Oh, really?
They
That's
didn't really
nice.
make it far, but it's okay because
Yeah.
they helped. I think South. No, I don't remember what team, but they helped a team make it into a higher bracket. So yay!
That's nice.
Yay, Peru!
Yes. Okay. So enough about soccer, and now back to Asia. We're going to be discussing a political topic, starting with a special train passing the border region of China. At around 9:30 p.m. on February 23rd, a train of green leather with yellow stripes slowly entered the Dandong station in Liaoning province, which is in the northern part of China. According to Reuters, from the outside, it looks like the special line of North Korean leader Kim Jong-un. In front of the Dandong train station, dozens of Chinese public safety cars and public safety security were assigned to control road. According to the witness on Chinese Twitter Weibo, a special train used only for high-ranking officials headed towards northeast. Song Tao, the director of the Chinese Communist Party's international department, greeted Kim at the Dandong station as is their routine. On the morning of the 24th, the Korean Central News Agency released a message saying that Kim Jong-un had left Pyongyang on the special train at about 5 p.m. on the 23rd and went to Hanoi, Vietnam to attend the 2019 North Korea, United States, Hanoi Summit, Vietnam, which is commonly known as Hanoi Summit. This will be the second meeting between the leaders of North Korea and the United States, following their first meeting in 2018. I really wanted to talk about this today because I just, like before coming to the meeting tonight, I went to a meeting for LINK, which is Liberty in North Korea, and it's a philanthropy project through KSA that helps North Korean refugees in China. And there was a professor that was talking about kind of like North Korean relations, and he focused a lot on like the train and how it was incredible that like North Korea decided to go by train for like about a travel of about 5 days or like 60 hours instead of just flying for 5 hours.
Yeah, I thought that was a bit weird when I was like reading over this before the broadcast. I was like, why did they take a train?
Yeah, what like the professor was talking about at the meeting is, or kind of like what it seemed like he suggested to me was that one of the reasons why North Korea decided to do that was so that they wouldn't have to ask permission for like South Korea's like airspace, because they would have to ask permission across over South Korea, but they didn't want to do that, so they went the long way.
I see. Okay, that makes more sense. It's a pretty good project that KSA is doing this year. I honestly kind of hope, I know they change it up every year. I think they do. But I'd like them to keep with Link.
Yeah.
In my personal opinion, I'd like them to stick with Link. It's just a really good philanthropy project, in my opinion. And Professor Huang is a great professor when it comes to talking about Korean relations, especially with other countries. He makes it all very simple and easy to understand. So if you were at that presentation, sounds like it was enjoyable.
It
from
was.
Francesca's. Sounds like there
Yes.
was free canes too.
And
so
it was very good.
if you missed out on it, you snooze, you lose. But deviating away from the heavier political topics, we have some things that are going to de-stress you.
Yes. We have some news from Kiso. So, want to relax and meet people after midterm weeks? Definitely yes for me. Check these new events from Kiso. So, next Wednesday, 7 p.m. at Houston, 1874 room, Kiso is hosting its very first general body meeting. Come and visit the e-board members. Express expressing comment or concerns, suggesting future event ideas, making new friends, and more. Icebreaker and a small gathering after meeting will be prepared. Come and have great fun with us. Also, Kiso will host a League of Legends tournament this upcoming month. If you're interested, gather your team members of up to 5 and fill out the interest form that will be up on March 1st on Kiso's Facebook page. Interest form will be closed on March 8th, and the qualifying rounds start on March 16th. March 23rd is when the live event is scheduled for semifinal and final round. If you're interested in watching those rounds, please come out and watch the game. Pizza and drinks provided.
Wow. Kiso's really bringing it this semester, huh?
League of Legends, though.
League of Legends, yeah. I don't play League of Legends.
I played once, but
I don't know.
that was the end of it.
Yeah, I don't know. I don't really enjoy like the ones where like you just kind of like go around and like face people online. Like it's just not really my cup of tea. But I think it's always fun to watch. Regardless, especially when it's these like close competitions, because it's so much cooler to actually see the two people going at it rather than saying like, oh, he's playing someone from like halfway across the world. Like it's so much cooler to just see them in real life. Like that's why I kind of like watching esports.
Right.
So if you are a fan of League of Legends, don't think you can't join if you're not in Kiso. Just fill up that interest form, and maybe I will be watching you play. Because I'm definitely probably going to go watch that whenever I can. Sounds like March 23rd. Maybe I'll see you there too.
Pizza and drinks.
Pizza and drinks. And if you're interested in Kiso, you can go to the first general body meeting. Visit the e-board members, and sounds like you can get acquainted. Yes.
Wink, wink, nudge,
Wink,
nudge.
wink, nudge. So maybe if none of those events tickle your fancy, which why would they not? There's KSA events going on as well. So this Sunday at 6:30 p.m. in the Rainy Boulder Room, KSA is holding an event they're calling Dok and Smash, which is a Super Smash Brothers tournament where they will also sell dokboki for $2. Only $2. You can get yourself some good old dokboki. If you're interested, fill out the Google form on KSA's Facebook page, and that's only if you're interested in playing. If you're not interested in playing, then don't worry about filling out the form. You don't have to fill out the form to get dokboki.
That's right.
But if you just want to like watch, just show up. I am definitely going to be there. I'm setting aside time so I can be there because I am a huge fan of Smash, which is really funny. I was literally like, I don't really play League of Legends, but I really play Smash. So if you also like Smash, you just like dokboki, maybe you just want food for $2. Come to the KSA event. It's in the Rainy Boulder Room, and it should be a lot of fun. Sounds like the Korean associations are really doing a lot this upcoming month.
Yep.
Yes, and I wanted to also just add, it is on Saturday, not on Sunday.
Saturday. I thought that sounded weird.
Yeah,
It's on
it's on
Saturday.
Saturday, yes. But the place and time are still the same. So please go out, support. It's okay. And yeah, I wish I could go. I want to go so bad, but your girl's flying back home to go to help at a Korean festival back home.
Which, I mean, that's still pretty great. I think, I mean, Dokkan Smash versus going home for a bit, I'd probably go.
I'm really excited to see my dog.
Yeah, that's me. Like literally, I'm like the people there. I can pass on, but my dogs. That's what I think.
Do you have a dog?
I have two actually. How many do you have?
I just have one.
Just has one. Do you have any pets, Elena?
I don't. My mom hates dogs. She got bitten by a dog before, so she had
she has a
bad
grudge.
memories
She has a
about
grudge.
it.
I see.
Yeah. But I love dogs, so.
Oh,
Dogs
that's so
are precious.
tragic.
I know. She was like, you can get a dog after you have your own house. And then I was like, okay.
That's
Thanks,
tough.
Mom.
But that still sounds like a good weekend. If you don't have the privilege of going home to see your dog, maybe not a dog, but you can see the dog.
Oh my
Please
god.
don't humor me. Please don't laugh. That was such a
Oh my god.
Oh my gosh.
Oh my god.
I'm sure it'll be delicious.
I know. The dog?
some tteokbokki. Tteokbokki is gonna
That
be
scared me
great.
for a second. I was thinking about the same thing. I was like, the dog.
No.
You sure?
I like Francesca likes her dog a little too much. Oh, okay.
Let's talk a
Well,
little too.
if you're sweating about that dog,
Oh my gosh.
maybe you don't want to stay on campus. You want to go off. So here's what's happening in Columbus.
Oh my god.
Yes, moving on to some more fun and Columbus-wide events. So on Friday, March 1st at midnight, the 2019 Arnold Sports Festival Daily Expo ticket will be sold at the Greater Columbus Convention Center. On the same day at 8 p.m., the Columbus Symphony will present the Spanish Flamenco Festivals from Seville to the New World in the Palace Theater. On the next day, which is March 2nd, there's a men's basketball game between the Michigan State Spartans and the Ohio State Buckeyes in the Schottenstein Center at 4 p.m. Who isn't interested in the Michigan-Ohio State rivalry? Though it's not for the football, we Buckeyes will always be the winners. So definitely check this out and support our Buckeyes. Also, 1 p.m., there will be a hockey match between the CLB Blue Jackets versus EDM Oilers in the Nationwide Arena.
So much stuff going on. And honestly, I was like thinking about that. I was filling out my calendar and I was realizing how much stuff I have coming up in this next few weeks. And they're not so much like academic stuff, but just like extracurricular stuff or like events going on. So it seems like as we are pulling out of February and moving into March, I almost said Michigan. As we're moving into March, there's a lot of events coming up. And as I was also looking at my calendar, spring break is close, guys.
Yes.
Like, I did not realize how close spring break was, but we really are coming up on spring break in what, 2 weeks? 2 weeks-ish? That's pretty crazy to me.
Yeah.
So if you're starting to feel drag in all of these midterms, know that there's light at the end of the tunnel. There's
Yes.
spring break approaching in the next 2 weeks. I realized I had a midterm next week. Didn't know about that until yesterday.
Oh, God.
So, I'm definitely looking forward to when I have spring break. So I don't have to worry about that anymore. We will still be bringing you stuff up up until spring break. So hopefully you'll stick with us as your sort of midterm de-stressor thing.
Yes.
Yeah.
Play us while you're eating. It'll help keep you company.
Yeah, see, if you are eating alone one night, put on KBS and we'll always keep you company.
Yes.
Because like you don't want to get your food on like whatever you're studying, right?
That's
so
true.
just like chill for a bit, listen to us, and then go back to studying.
Francesca really has the best ideas out here.
I
We
know.
appreciate an intellectual.
Lol, thanks. I try.
Okay. So, with that concludes our news for February 26th. I'm Melissa.
I'm Francesca.
I'm Elena. Catch you next time on KBS.
Just test it for me.
Testing 1, 2, 3. Hey, yo, what up? Not me. That's who. Hey.
Hey.